Hey guys, today I'm very excited to share a little bit of my postpartum. How am I doing with my postpartum? How I'm doing as a second-time mom. Today I am 9 weeks postpartum. So I went to my 6-week postpartum appointment and everything was great. During this pregnancy, my pre-pregnancy weight was 105 pounds and I gained healthy 29 pounds during this pregnancy. My final weight during this pregnancy was 134.4. I didn't do any special diet or any type of exercise in the house. I just pretty much stayed home. I just try to be healthier as far as diet. I felt hungrier than normal during my postpartum because I was breastfeeding the baby, but I haven't done any specific program of exercise or any type of special diet or nothing like that. I just weigh myself right now. As of now, my current weight is 114. I'm actually happy if I continue with this weight. I really don't mind if I continue with 114, but I'll probably go down to 105 very soon. But I'm happy with my weight right now. I'm happy with my body. I still have the linea negra in my belly. That happens every time I have a baby. The first time and now the second time. I have the linea negra for such a long time, and also my belly is very, very, very yellow compared to the rest of my body. I don't know what would be the reason for that, but I noticed both pregnancy, as soon as I had the baby, my belly was extremely yellow and is still very yellow right now. That's just characteristic during my postpartum. So if you guys know why it would be yellow like that, just please comment down below. I would like to know why is it more yellow than the rest of the body. So for the first few weeks of my postpartum, I just pretty much stayed at home. My first son, Samuel, he had a terrible virus, like a rotavirus. I had some issues as well. I had some diarrhea. I'm not sure if I had the rotavirus as well, but I had some stomach flu. I had a lot of abdominal pain. I thought it could be something related to the postpartum because the abdominal pain was very, very severe. And I called the office. I was taking some medicines as for pain, the same medicine that he actually prescribed me during my discharge from the hospital, and I was taking that for pain, and it would be really bad during night, but turns out that it was just something viral that I got, and it was probably maybe the rotavirus my son got. So as far as bleeding, I felt that I bled for about 2 weeks, a normal amount, and then the same amount as the hospital, and then after 2 weeks pretty much just spotting. I would say like the 4 weeks of postpartum there was no bleeding anymore, but at 2 weeks I had already just some spotting and it was like barely some bleeding. The days that I'm more active, I feel like I would bleed more than the days I would rest longer. Like if I carried more the baby or if I was more active, I would bleed a little more. In the days I would rest longer, I would have less bleeding. After 4 weeks, my bleeding stopped. So when I had Samuel, which was my first baby, he's 2 years old now in 3 months. I had a lot of baby blues. Like I remember that for a couple days, I just I'll be a little bit sad by the end of the day. For some reason, I just felt like that I would cry easily, and I asked my doctor. He said that it's just normal. They call it a baby blues. And this pregnancy with the second baby, Isaac, he is amazing. When I got home and I took my first shower at home, and I took shower with my first son Samuel, I remember during the shower I started crying. I looked at him and I felt like now I'm not a mom just with Samuel anymore. Like I have 2 kids now. I have 2 babies now to take care, and I felt extremely emotional, and I felt a little bit like sad that like I can't give attention completely to Samuel anymore. And I know that he needs me as much as Isaac, And I remember that when I was taking a shower that day and I looked at him and I just cried. Like, there's no explanation to describe like why did I cry. It's just very difficult to translate into words. But I cried like thinking about I'm grateful for the family that I have, and I'm gonna try my best to give you as much as attention I can give to Isaac. So that's basically what I thought. I think that's what was crossing my mind when I was crying and everything. I think also I was very emotional because I just had a baby. My hormones were all over the place, and it's hard for Samuel to adapt to a new baby when we were a couple of days without him. I think I felt sad as well because he was 2 days far away from us. Like he slept 2 nights in my sister-in-law's house, and I think seeing him again and finally being back home all together. Now we taking a shower together, and that was such a special moment for me. But as far as I don't know why I got so emotional now. As far as baby blues, yes, I did miss my belly. I don't think it was as much as the first pregnancy. I think during my first pregnancy during my first postpartum with Samuel, I think I felt more that I missed my belly. With this second postpartum, I felt, yes, that I did enjoy my pregnancy very much, but I didn't feel the baby blues the same way. Like, I didn't think my feelings and my thoughts were not the same way as the first time I went through a postpartum. So this way around, I felt emotionally more like thinking about how I'm gonna give attention to 2 kids, and now I have a double responsibility over two kids right now. So as far as hormones, I feel that that also took place physically. I would feel hot flashes, so I would feel extremely hot and suddenly extremely cold. It was such a weird feeling. I don't recall having that before, but during this postpartum, I definitely felt sometimes that I was like so hot that I need have to put some air conditioning going on, and sometimes it was the opposite, that I was extremely cold, and I'm definitely thinking that's because of my hormones. As far as getting rest, I feel like I'm getting enough rest after a few weeks, but the first nights I think I got maybe 3 sleepless nights, and I remember feeling sleep deprived, as I never felt that before in my entire life, because Samuel was such a good sleeper and I didn't have any issues with him since the day one of his life. I would wake up maybe 2 or 3 times a night, but I never had a hard time with Samuel as far as going back to sleep. With Isaac, I feel that he had a little more hard time to go back to sleep, and later recently we found out that he has a little bit of reflux, so that would explain why he had such a hard time to go back to sleep, and why we didn't have to be an upright position and try to burp him, and he would speed up some, and now he's much better. But the first few nights, I remember having sleepless night. I was sleep deprived, and I've never felt like, I don't know, I felt like kind of a zombie, that I felt like sometimes it's almost like it would black out, and not a fainting feeling, but almost the feeling that I'm gonna turn off, my body's gonna turn off, and I don't know how to explain, but I think I was at my limit of sleep deprivation. My husband told me, you need just go ahead and go take a nap just go to bed early, like 7, 8. Go to bed early because you're sleep deprived and you need to lay down and sleep some. So I did, and it took me a while, several hours, maybe a couple of days, for me to kind of start getting better as far as feeling rested. But in the beginning, I can say the first 2 weeks, it was really hard as far as sleeping. After 2 weeks, I feel that he started improving and getting better, And then later when we went to his appointment, everything was normal. There was no concerns. He gained weight normally. So as far as breastfeeding, I am breastfeeding. I'm very happy that he latched perfectly during my hospital stay. He breastfed right after he was born, and everything went good and perfect during the hospital stay. When I came home, he also continued breastfeeding smoothly and perfectly. I had 2 times so far blocked ducts on my breast. So if I didn't do anything, I probably would get mastitis. The first time he was a few weeks old, and I got a very hard nodule on my breast, and I had to release the milk so my breast would go back to normal, and then everything was perfect, and then I didn't have any issues. The second time I had actually last week, I think, and I had the same issue, like blocked duct, but not as bad as the first time. And I just put the baby on my breast, and he breastfed as long as he wanted, and everything went back to normal. So as far as breastfeeding, those are the only issues I had. It was just really about maybe my breast was producing too much milk, and I had those blocked ducts. But other than that, he's been eating really well. As you can see, he's so chunky right now. He's very chunky. He's healthy. He has a double chin. Can you see, guys? He has a double chin. See? Yes. So that area of my life is one of the things that I like most about my postpartum is the breastfeeding part. It's just such a wonderful moment to be breastfeeding my baby and looking at him and enjoying that moment. For me, breastfeeding is a pleasant moment. I know for some moms it hurts a lot. For some people it's really painful. I'm very thankful that for me, I don't feel like that is painful, and for me, I have had a good experience and pleasant experience as far as breastfeeding. Alright guys, I think that's my update right now. I'm probably gonna do another video, a second part of my postpartum, so this video is not gonna be too long. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please comment down below if you have any questions or anything that you want me to answer. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye! Bye! Ooh. Bye!